This episode of the Gold Blooded Podcast is brought to you by mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag. Use promo code GOLDBLOOD, one word, to match up to 100% of your initial deposit.
Think we're done? We're just getting started.
Young almost falls down, throws to the end zone.
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change. And it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun, the ball on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up, biting. Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
All right, here we are, live. I'm actually here.
No more protesting?
Nah, I'm done. I stood up. No more knee.
We're going to get one of those blow-up rats now.
Yeah, I crossed the line. Fuck it.
That's my favorite thing in the world.
The blow-up rat?
The blow-up rat. Yeah. Because here's why it's my favorite thing. You're in a union. I understand. I don't support it. I'm not a union guy, but I get it. I understand that the reasoning. And you're calling out people for going to work that aren't union, right? Like, that's the whole thing?
Yeah.
Scab workers?
Yeah.
But a blow-up rat, to me, means,
It's
like,
snitch.
you ratted on somebody.
Yeah. It's
like,
just,
it's totally... like, there should be something else.
like a horse's ass.
Yeah,
or like something. Yeah, not
but
a
like
rat.
a giant rat makes me think that there's someone there that ratted on
Right,
someone.
yeah, like I would expect that, like, if someone we know, like ratted on a bunch of people, like, I would want to go put a rubber rat.
You put a blow-up rat in front of their house.
Yeah, or you
like,
glue,
that's what that
glue a
should
rubber
mean.
one to their hood. You know what I mean? Like, you
Allegedly.
do something like that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, like, that would make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there used to be a cop that came in the tattoo shop that got suspended because some other cop ratted on somebody, and he put a roll of dimes in his locker. Like, drop the dime, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, a blow-up rat to me means somebody's a fucking snitch, not somebody's crossing a picket line. It's so weird. A horse's ass, something. There should be something else.
Something else other than rat.
Yeah.
You're right.
Very strange.
Rat is already taken. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's just so ignorant.
And it could
it's
be
like massive. It's like shuts down traffic. It's always a total shit show. It's like you're so self-centered.
What if it was like a vulture? That's
not
not taken.
There you go. Vulture's a good one.
So when they were, I grew up in the town where Sikorsky Aircraft, their manufacturing plant is, and that's huge union. So like in 2004, they had a colossal strike. They had that whole road there, River Road, shut every day from fucking 7 to 3:30.
Blow up rats, the whole nine.
A 2-mile stretch of a main thoroughfare was just fucked. It was just shut down. They marched every day. They had the fucking rubber rats. And this was a fucked up time in my life. My cousin had just bought a condo. My gambling degenerate cousin had just bought a condo that overlooks the road that these fucks were protesting on. So allegedly, me and my drug addict friend would go over. What's so funny about that?
I know it's going to be good.
I don't know where it's going.
I don't know where it's going, but I know it's going to be good.
I put my seatbelt on.
It's not good at all. It's going to be such a Joe story. Like, no, with such a letdown. No. So me and my drug addict friend would go over there, like when our nights were wrapping up at 3 or 4 a.m. and we would hang out. And because my cousin also had an arcade style NBA Jam setup. So we'd play NBA Jam, we'd play Nintendo till 7 a.m. when the protesters would start. And then we'd sit there and watch the protesters file in, or not protesters, strikers, I guess. And then I'd go to work and they'd sit there and go to sleep, the two of them.
You just go hang out with him?
Yeah, like I'd be up all night, and then I'd be going to work, and then I'd go to work, and they'd go to sleep. One on the floor, the other in the bedroom.
Like those losers in Dunkin' Donuts parking lots every night, like the same people. You ever catch those?
Yeah.
The Dunkin' Donuts groupies.
Townies.
Yeah.
We had the parking lot crew in Bridgeport, which is actually like a bunch of hardcore kids. Like, real shitty. All right, well, fuck that. We're going to do the locks of the week now, which is real great. Out of nowhere, Daddy gets a win this week. He picked the Cowboys.
Look at your record, Joe. It was meant to be.
4-9, I know. I think I might just not take it now.
Race is getting tight at the top, though.
Yeah. So
I'm going to win out to take this thing.
Me and Rob both last week took Ravens +1 at Atlanta. We both won. Me and Rob. And Chris lost. Chris was in the lead. He lost with his Panthers -3.5 at Tampa pick. So that leaves a deadlock at first place between myself, Rob, and Chris, all at 7-6. Curran's coming in second here, 5-8. He took the Saints -7.5 at Dallas. And Joe is nowhere to be found in the record books, but he probably had the best pick of the week last week, which was the Cowboys +7.5 versus the Saints. That was impressive. The fact that the Cowboys flat out won the game was impressive.
That's right.
So,
good week to take the Saints.
Yeah, what's their
Coming
line?
off of that.
Yeah, I wasn't loving that line right there. -8. I don't know. Yeah,
And
should I go?
Bucks are playing well. Go, guy. You're all excited. What the fuck?
I am taking Panthers -2 at Cleveland.
Oh, well, I'm taking the Browns. So go fuck yourself.
All right.
Browns +2. Browns are getting points at home. Cam Newton's hurt. You're out of your mind, guy.
Browns
Fair enough.
+2.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm
Cam
going
got
to
a hurt
do
shoulder.
the Lions -3 at Cardinals.
Lions.
It's a good one. I thought about that one.
-3 at the Cardinals.
I could really gain on you if I take this one this week, Steve.
You could.
I'd be at 5. You'd be at 7 still.
Curran took Buffalo -3.5 versus the Jets.
I'm sure that's not the line at all.
That's definitely not what he wrote. He wrote -3.5 Buffalo versus the Jets. And I will be taking the football team from Washington +3.5 at home against the Giants.
Wow.
Wow, with Sanchez.
With the dirty.
Yep.
Wowzer.
Riding the dirt. Riding the dirt, McGirt Sanchez.
All right, so up next, I tried like hell to get more than one mystery quote. And
What was the video you sent to the email?
That was... Okay, well, Joe was in here. It's a real quick video. You want to just show him?
Sure. I mean, I can just watch it on my phone.
It's a video of us getting fucked.
Chris has it.
Hold on.
Put him on the spot. No, it's an actual video of Steve getting fucked. It's pretty good.
Well, let me get my dick out. Hold on. Hey, did you... I got to send you a story about...
It's called pegging. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Dumb question.
Come on.
Have you ever heard of docking?
Dumb question.
Yes. So I was gonna send this to you earlier, but so Louis C.K. gets up at a club this past weekend, and some fucking chick is offended by the fact that Louis C.K. is doing comedy. So she
Takes
actually
her dick out and jerks off.
no, she actually does something funny though. She's like so offended that Louis C.K. is being allowed to perform the whole thing, right? And this comedy club has a deal where if you paid to get in and a comic that wasn't on the bill shows up unannounced, you don't have to pay your bill if you're offended by them. You know, if an unannounced comic shows up,
God.
you know, so she's offended right out the gate because Louis C.K., the sex, all that, okay. So she does do one funny thing. She heckles him and she says, "Take your fucking dick out." And he stops the show and he says, "What did you say?" And she doubles down. She says, "Take your fucking dick out." And they threw her out. But,
Did he?
no, I just thought it was
Where was it?
New York.
Comedy Cellar?
Yeah. I'll get it to you shortly.
All right. I'm not even going to narrate it. I'm just going to let Joe watch.
Just watch.
Just watch.
I mean, I'm watching the play. I mean, I guess we're the hold, or is it a face mask as well?
Oh, it's a hold.
Okay, yeah. Well,
And this is the end result of the play.
yeah, I don't need to know that. Here's my a flag.
Pass interference,
Pass
43
interference?
yards downfield.
Awesome. So, I mean, what I'm going to say about this is just like that other Seattle video, the conspiracies about the NFC Championship.
So, Joe, had that hold been called?
Yeah, they would have only lost by 4 touchdowns?
Well, no, it would have been offsetting penalties.
Okay. Or they should just let them play.
Yeah. All right, so my one mystery quote of the week goes like this. This is a current former player, current analyst, talking about a potential suitor for Green Bay and Cleveland as head coach.
I might know this. I know it.
I've got good sources telling me not only Green Bay, but also watch out for the Cleveland Browns. He likes the quarterback situations there, and I believe that there is front office people in Green Bay who are enamored with him and potentially trying to get him to come to Green Bay.
We're trying to guess the person that said this or the coach, the potential
I suppose.
coach.
I know it's all.
Yeah,
I know all of it.
I
I
guess
think
the whole
I know
point
the
of this.
potential head coach
Yeah.
is Mike Shanahan.
Nope.
Okay. Because he was mentioned as well. They brought that up to Kyle. That's the only reason I knew that. Let's see. The potential head coach has got to be someone like Tony Dungy.
Nope.
Not even like him. Right though?
Nothing like him. Absolutely nothing
Not
like Tony Dungy.
Dungy. Chip.
Nope, not Chip.
But they have something in common.
They do have something in common.
Couple things, but
Yeah.
Huh.
Possibly coached the same team at one point.
definitely coaches.
Okay. So Philly or San Francisco? Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That was Chris Carter.
So
Supposedly has sources.
can I give you the rebuttal on that?
Go ahead.
So what I read, to take it a step further, was that Chris Carter is only saying this to fuck up Michigan recruiting because he's a Ohio State guy. So if Michigan people hear Michigan
that's awesome.
recruits
That is
hear
great.
that the head coach is looking at NFL jobs, they are going to say, you know what,
That makes
fuck
sense
that.
because what's Chris Carter been in the news for lately?
Yeah.
Right, and Chris Carter
I've
is
never
That'll-
heard of
that'll
Chris Carter
get
having a
news.
source ever.
That's pretty awesome.
That
He's
is
a
great.
diehard Ohio State guy, and the article I read said that if you even check out Chris Carter's Twitter feed, it's clear he has Ohio State sources. So it's not like crazy to think that, he might be taking one for the team.
That's awesome.
That
By
makes sense.
I've heard of other stuff like that.
Yeah,
because it fucks up
misinformation.
recruiting. That's so
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Imagine you went there because of him and he leaves the next year. Like, what a fuck in the ass.
I don't know how people are diehard college fans. Like the whole they're playing the same sport, but the whole concept of how everything goes down is completely wild. Like there's no draft, so everything's not like fair.
Yep.
It's all about recruiting.
It's about how much
and
money you have to recruit,
Yeah.
how good, and also how good you are at bamboozling.
It's also
That
much
too.
more. It's much more team rooting than it is person rooting because
Right.
the people are in and out
Yep.
so much faster.
You get so
we can get
attached to a
attached
guy,
someone,
and then
they're-
he's gone in
they're-
2 years.
Yeah, they're-
Like really?
But you also have the positivity there of it refreshing all the time. So like, there's a new hope. There's constantly new hope if they suck.
Yeah.
If you have Jim Tomsula, what's your hope?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years. You don't have like that next year hope.
But I'm the kind of guy that likes to know like all the players and whatnot. But like doing it for a pro team is a fucking chore.
Yeah.
Let alone doing it for a college team
Yeah, so-
that literally changes every 1 year, 2 years.
When my sister was at UConn was when they were also coincidentally their best, So me and my
Were
father.
they D1 then?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
They had a bowl game. They had Orvalowski.
Because they were D2 for a long time.
this is when they had Orvalowski.
Okay.
He's still a backup in the NFL. You know what I mean? I don't know if he still is, but
I
he
don't
was
think he
as,
still is,
as
but I
of
know who you're
last
talking
year.
about,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dan Orvalowski. So those 3 or 4 seasons, me and my father had season tickets. We went to every home game. We went to couple road games. You know what I mean? So we went to a lot of games, and it is definitely different. As much as I loved, I knew the big name players, I knew the skill positions, and maybe a linebacker or two. You know what I mean? But it is totally different. It's almost a different sport, just because of the office side of it, the administrative side, I guess you could say.
My brother-in-law played linebacker for UConn.
Oh yeah.
Right before they were D1, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mike Parnowski used to party with a bunch of dudes from Westport that all played there in that early '90s era, right before they went D1. Bunch of fucking maniacs.
There was that string from 2010 to 2014 where there was that string of hotshot college coaches that ended up being the most sought-after coach for NFL jobs. You had Jim Harbaugh, you had Chip Kelly, and you had Mark Trestman. And I believe
Urban Meyer, right? Didn't he make the jump too once?
Nope, Urban never made the jump. You had Greg Schiano. He was highly coveted. And since then, there really hasn't been that hotshot college name.
Yeah, it's been coordinators.
It's been all fucking NFL in-house coordinators.
Interesting.
I also love the that Nick Saban has this little shitty empire over there, but he would never be able to come to the NFL and do it because he can't manipulate actual men. You know what I mean?
Sure. Watching football is fun.
Yeah.
That time already?
Yeah, why not?
All right,
it's on opening, so I took it.
But it's more entertaining when you have some action on the games. Guys, you've heard me talking about this for weeks, and some of you are still on the sidelines.
Whether you're an expert or a rookie, you should be betting at MyBookie. If you're the kind of guy that likes to bet a little and win a lot, like playing the numbers on roulette, you can create a big parlay.
Pick 3 teams to win, and if you hit all 3, you could turn $100 into $600. There's so much to bet on: college, basketball, and football, NBA, NHL, custom props, even esports. You name it.
MyBookie is the one bet I know you'll be happy with all year, if you're able to bet. I recommend these guys because I really trust them. MyBookie has been in business for years, and they've got great online reviews, and their mobile site is very easy to use.
Sign up this week, and MyBookie will give you a 50% deposit bonus to jumpstart your bankroll. It's a great way to bank even more money when you win. Here's my favorite part. Make sure to follow at BetMyBookie on Twitter, not MyBookie on Twitter.
That'd be like if ours was listen to Gold Blooded Podcast.
No, it'd be like if ours was gold_blooded.
Oh, going back. That's a joke for the season 2 fans.
They personally respond to every mention and DM. Not to mention that they've given away more than $10,000 in free money to their followers this football season. You'll be the first to know as soon as new odds and props are posted. Every time that we talk about that underscore, I have a flashback to that house we were in. We recorded that you rented on the beach.
Oh yeah.
That's what we found. You and I found out about that. And every time we say it, I have a weird flashback of being in that living room and whoever it was being there.
We had a lot of people
it was
there.
Very weird.
That was a weird episode. Yeah,
very weird.
Don't miss out on. Yeah, there was 7 people there.
Very weird.
Yeah, it was like a viewing party, but a bunch of
Very
people that
weird.
didn't give a
Didn't
fuck
even give
about
one
us.
single fuck. They were like, we're just gonna
You had a barbecue. My kids were there.
Yeah.
And they left. It was very weird.
You made fun of my lady's nails, and that relationship got off to a rocky start.
Secretly, you still thank me for that. Don't miss out on one of the best weeks to bet on sports this year. Log on to MyBookie right now and use promo code
Goldblood
and get 50% deposit bonus. That's promo code
Goldblood.
You play,
you win,
you get paid.
Going back to what we were talking about before about Nick Saban and his little shitty empire over there.
Yeah.
How many times can you climb the same mountain before you get bored of climbing the same mountain?
I don't know. Ask Gino Oriemi.
0. Oh, a million.
Like how? But
a million.
But there's a bigger mountain, another level up that you've never climbed.
Is there?
Yes, there is. A Lombardi Trophy is way more coveted than the CFB Trophy, in my opinion.
Think about it like
to people that like the NFL.
Yeah, and also,
I mean, we've all got friends that don't watch NFL and are huge college football fans.
This is pro football. It's
I know.
not
I understand.
college.
I understand.
But
I don't understand the people that are head over heels in college and don't know anything about the NFL. I don't understand that. But to them, I assume that's the best. Like they don't give a fuck about like I don't give a flying fuck about who wins the NBA Finals. I just don't give a fuck because I don't watch that sport.
But I think you got to look at it from Nick Saban's perspective. Like, I'm the best at what I do here, right? I don't have that same connection with, grown ass men. I could go there and be, a C+, B- guy, or I could stay here, be the king of the fucking hill, be an A+ guy, and live like a guy, make just as much money.
More, probably.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have that attitude, because if he had that attitude, he wouldn't have all those championships. It's that competitive drive. He's won 1 million checkers tournaments, and he's never won shit in a chess tournament. That's where I'm coming from.
Or he could go to the NFL and get fucking Conor McGregor trying to go fucking boxing.
I don't know. I'd like to see him try.
I'm sure.
I know that he had his chance.
I'm sure if you asked him, he'd say, "Look at your shitty podcast."
Probably.
Fuck you. All right.
What are we moving on to here? Facing the Broncos
Fuck John Elway.
at home. So that means we're at home. Or we're facing the Broncos at home.
We are at home.
We are at home.
I would put on the road if we're playing someone.
Okay. So, Broncos are coming to us, so you don't got to worry about the altitude that Joe warned us about a few years ago. Said it was pretty serious, huh?
It fucked my wife up. No, she was definitely like
I believe you.
not drinking as heavily as she normally would.
They're hot right now.
Yeah.
They
Case Keenum.
they're coming
Is that their
off
quarterback?
of yeah. They just lost Emmanuel Sanders.
I don't know anything about the Broncos. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
2 weeks ago, that they had that huge win.
I had to
over-
really think about Case Keenum being their quarterback, and I researched people for, I had to really just now think about that. I couldn't name for you. Let me think. I don't think I could name one. Demarius Thomas.
He got traded to Houston.
I honestly don't think I could name another player on the Denver
Yeah, you
Broncos.
can. Yeah, you can.
Hey again.
Oh, Von Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
do
all
they-
I got
don't-
for you.
Do
Though.
they have DeMarcus Ware? Or no,
And-
he was
and
no,
also,
boy.
if
No, he retired.
Also, if I said Von Miller and you told me he retired, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like that's how I literally know nothing. I know that John Elway is their GM.
Yeah.
I hate him. I
know
fucking
that
hate him.
while I was
Hate
searching
him.
for GM, while I was searching for Shoeslinger, I searched their GM to make sure that's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I searched their owner, and their owner's wife was the perfect shoe slinger until I found out that she was just diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I felt bad.
No, you know what? That's the only disease I probably wouldn't fucking. I might have to bow out of that. one.
I just didn't
No,
think
I
it was
know.
right, no matter what disease
No,
it was.
if it
That
was
she
like-
just got.
If it was like
diagnosed.
melanoma or not melanoma,
Yeah, fuck skin cancer.
yeah, if it was something like that, you know what I mean, like, or even something bad, like, but Alzheimer's. My grandmother died from that, so I would get.
But
sad.
she was the perfect
Oh, well, fucking dial her
shoe
up.
slinger.
You know me.
I wish I would have known you hated John Elway.
I
we might
hate-
have to.
Oh, he
audible.
hates John
I hate
Elway.
John Elway.
Going back to the Broncos.
Yeah, hold on. What happened to the guy that said he was going to put Diego was going to put the money on the
Yeah,
game?
we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Did you really?
He fucked us.
Chris, text him.
Yeah, we told him to pick the team from Washington. I forget what week
Yeah,
it was.
we nailed it.
And we nailed it. And haven't heard back from him. So
That was the week I switched my pick to not have the same pick as Curran,
Uh-huh.
and I lost because of it. And I would have the lead.
yeah, you would.
I'd be 8-5.
You would.
I'd be 8-5, looking at a playoff run instead of 7-6, hoping for a good draft pick.
So the Broncos, they got
Fuck
Case-
the Broncos.
Case Keenum, who has been very underwhelming as a free agent this year compared to what he did in Minnesota last year. They just literally today lost their number one wide receiver in Emmanuel Sanders. He tore his Achilles in practice. So as of right now, their number one wide receiver is rookie Cortland Sutton, who is decent, but he's rookie.
I'm sure he's going to break out this week. I'm sure he's going
And-
to break out against Akilla Witherspoon.
The one player that you need to stop on their offense right now who has been going like crazy is their UDFA running back, Phillip Lindsay. He's been going nuts.
Before I break
Lindsay.
this chair.
Lindsay.
Hotter.
I know we haven't gotten to keys to victory yet, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then we can do predictions.
Sure, Steve, whatever you want to do. It's your show.
For the defense to win this game, Steady Freddy needs to put some rockets on his shoes and make sure he covers that sideline on the edge. Because last week, it wasn't done well enough to the point where all 3 Seattle running backs were able to bounce into the corner and get the edge on us and down the sideline. Phillip Lindsay is faster than everybody you saw last week. So
Freddie's going to have to be fast, Freddie.
even if you over pursue to the sideline and funnel him back into the defense, that's fine because somebody else will get him. Do not let him get the edge on the sideline. That's my defensive key to victory. I do have an offensive one, though.
Well, give it.
My offensive key to victory is pretty obvious. Mike McGlinchey is getting his biggest test of the season against Von Miller this week, and I'm just gonna say if he shuts down Von Miller, I'm crowning him king of the castle.
King of the castle. What's he
Like-
get for that?
Would you let him cuckold your wife?
Little handy?
I don't know what that is. I just made that up on the fly.
All right.
I
I would say king of the castle gets to have sex with the queen of the castle. I think that's
Full
fair.
run
Joe.
of the game, yeah. You would think.
That seems fair.
in my biased opinion, if he gets burned by Von Miller, I'm just gonna chalk it up and forget about it and say it didn't happen.
So he really has a no-lose
He
situation.
has a no-lose situation, but he has
And
a chance.
that's the problem.
He does have a chance to really prove something this week.
That's the problem. Why I'll never get anywhere talking to this guy. Because he's on top of being a flip flopper, he's a biased flip flopper.
Oh,
Not like but I don't know anything about that. My key
who's
to,
winning this week?
my key to victory, not me. My key to victory is the Denver team bus getting in an accident on the way to the stadium, because based on everything I've seen out of this 49er outfit, they're not going to win anything. Ever.
So you're telling me that our third string preseason team can't beat the Denver Broncos? Our game 4 preseason team that we're trotting out there right now?
Whatever. They put themselves in this position.
Who are our opponents the rest of the season? We have Denver.
Broncos,
Chicago.
Seahawks,
And the Rams.
Chicago, and then Rams. That's
Okay.
it.
Here's my key to victory. My key to victory is that there's no way we're going to end up with the number 1 overall pick, and this is our most likely win on the schedule. So that's why we're going to win this week. We're going to win this week. The Raiders are going to lose out, and they're going to get the number 1 overall pick. And they're going to get their pass rusher that everyone made fun of, dickhead, for not re-signing. They're going to get him for nothing with the number 1 overall spot.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
Yep. Well, do you guys remember that glorious Chip Kelly victory over the Rams that cost us
this
Myles
is it.
Garrett?
Do-over.
Does everybody remember that? Did you enjoy that?
How many wins did they have that year? 2?
They had 2.
Well, why don't you talk about the first one?
Because the first one was a meaningful win. It was in week 1. The second win was in week 16.
Yeah, week 1 is definitely one you try to win. Week 16 is not.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that? Because you got Solomon Thomas instead of Myles Garrett.
Whatever.
Go team.
You all do know the Broncos are the reason I'm a 49ers fan, right?
Yeah. I don't remember the whole story, but now that you say that, it does jogs a little something.
When you said the Broncos, I was like, I can't, I don't even know the players. I hate the team. And I started to say what a dumb mascot it was, and then I realized that we're the 49ers, and it's like a guy mining for gold or something.
In
I don't even know
1849,
what that means. It doesn't even mean something to me. I realized that was a bad line to take when I almost said it. Now I'm calling myself out on it. But I was like, a fucking a bucking Bronco? Like, what the fuck? And then I realized that we're just a guy with a fucking pan. Fucking
Looking for gold.
shaking water for fucking gold, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. But at least we have 5 Super Bowls. I don't know. Yeah, the Broncos were playing the 49ers in the Super Bowl. And my entire family, and by entire family I mean my father and my grandmother, were rooting for the Broncos. You know why?
Because I know why. Now that you say it, I know why. I'm going to let you say
Because
it.
they drove Ford Broncos. That's why. That's why they were just routing for the Broncos.
Makes sense.
I mean, it does make sense if you don't like anybody.
Yeah.
But me being
and
the
it's
little
1987 or 84.
yeah, but me being the fucking piece of shit I was, I had to root against my family because I'm a contrarian asshole that has to argue with everyone. So I had to root for the 49ers because of it. That's where it all started. That was the first straw to me becoming a 49er fan.
Very interesting.
So thank you for that, John Elway and the fucking shitty Broncos.
Yeah.
And the 49ers demolished the Broncos.
Thank you, Joe Montana, for fucking clowning the Broncos.
All right.
was a good
Predictions.
49ers, 27, Broncos, 6.
24-21.
Hey, you know, Kyle Shanahan may be happy that the Broncos didn't hire him, but I'm not.
Chris, you want to go?
Who's the Broncos head coach?
Joseph.
Yeah, Vance Joseph.
5-3 Niners.
How are we getting 5?
A field goal and a safety.
Wow. All right.
You know.
Curran picked a win, 28-14.
Okay. What you just said made a ton of sense.
Who?
Rob.
What?
The reason we're going to win this week is because
It fucks us in the asshole.
it fucks us directly in the asshole. And that's just how life works if you're a Niner fan in the year 2018.
This woe is me bullshit can go somewhere else.
But never once in the history of this podcast have we won a game when I predicted a loss. Never. And I'm taking one for the team here. And we're getting that number 1 overall pick because I am predicting a loss.
So hold on. I just want to be clear on what you just said.
Map this one out, Joe. Map it out. Steve.
You've somehow found a way in your own head to say that you are, quote, unquote, taking one for the team by picking a loss.
Exactly.
You can get the fuck out of here with that theory.
Exactly.
How many times have you taken a loss this year, Steve?
How many wins do I have?
So how is that taking one for the team?
Oh, maybe before. I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip here. But that is true.
Hold on. Taking one for what team?
That is
You have
true.
4 wins, by the way.
That is true. We have never won a game when I predicted a loss.
All right.
And now I really want us to lose. Shoot me. Sorry. I want that number 1 pick.
Okay. So what's your score prediction?
26-13.
Not that it matters because no one else is going to pick a loss ever. I mean, at this rate, at these last couple of seasons, if Steve just picked a loss every week, he would crush us in the
Right.
prediction game.
You should pick losses, 6-3.
5-3.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck life.
Well,
Shoe slinger.
might as well sling some shoes.
This week's nominees are Jordan Taylor, Garrett Bowles, and Case Keenum.
That's an easy one. We all
Yeah,
know.
that's easy, and I feel like we've done it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Holy shit! All right, let me see the other one. Wow, that's a really good one too. Wow. Oh, that's tough. That's really tough.
You got Case Keenum just so we can see.
I don't think I've ever seen Case Keenum.
Yeah.
I love that you have no idea how to spell John Elway. And you not only spelled his first name wrong, you also spelled his last name wrong.
Definitely not Case Keenum.
That was incredible. Go back page. Go up. No, I want you to go back page. And I want you to retype it.
I
want
didn't.
It didn't even come up. It was like, I think you meant John Elway.
Chris spelled it Jonellway.
Do you need somebody totally different? Do you need John?
Look at the pictures. Look at the pictures.
Do you need?
Look, it's nothing.
Do you need John Eelway who works at UPS? Like,
Please shoot sling these guys instead. Oh, that's actually John Elway.
yeah, in 1991.
He didn't even know who to put up there.
Look at that dude looking like a real shitty Corey Schoolage. Right? Like, I don't know
Oh,
why.
look at that fucking spelling.
All right, so
Oh,
I
incredible.
definitely have a decision to make between Jordan Taylor and Garrett Bowles. Holy shit. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta go Jordan Taylor. How do you pass that up? I mean, like, the other guy's great and would be a great option, but I feel like he's very par for the course. I don't think this guy needs many pictures of the helmets off. All you need is one. That's my vote. I'm going for Jordan Taylor. That's good, though.
I want to let Rob decide for a week.
I would not be disappointed if I lost this vote.
Is that Nick Mullins?
Yes, it is.
Weird.
So I'm doing Garrett, Rob, and you can.
I'm going to go with Garrett Bowles as well. Damn it. Because the reason...
We always end up doing both of them anyway, so...
I know.
Look at that guy.
Oh. All right.
I also love that he spelled Garrett Bowles right.
Now,
Let's be fair. If we're going to call him out for spelling John Elway wrong, he did spell Garrett Bowles perfectly correct.
Garrett Bowles, what's he, a lineman?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
There's him getting
He's a
injured.
rapist.
Is he?
Is he?
I don't know. Look at him.
Yeah. I was
Fucking
gonna
got it. Somebody's been raped by that guy.
Well, so what I was gonna say,
That guy has fucking raped someone.
Yeah,
I don't care what the
right.
fuck you tell me.
Go back to that one, the one that looks like he's on the stand.
Convicted or not,
Yeah.
that guy's a fucking rapist.
Okay, I see a couple things here. I see, like, the kid in high school who got drunk and killed his best friend in the car accident. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I see in this picture. Like
Holy
this,
shit.
this is him explaining to the kid's
Wow, that's
I almost spit soda directly in your face.
out of all your made up things, that is fucking spot on. That is
What
fucking
kind of
spot
vehicle?
on.
What kind of vehicle?
Oh, a Mustang hatchback.
I'm gonna go Jeep.
No, those are top heavy.
We used to call those jock killers in high school.
And subsequently, I don't know how you say it. But after the accident, gets addicted to Oxycontin.
Does he have a black wife?
Holy shit!
We got another one here? We had one last week.
She might have some flavor. She's got some spices.
There's something there, but she's
Yeah.
not black.
She's definitely acting like a white chick. She got to act white around him.
Oh, go down. There's a good one. Down, down, down. Right there. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big fat asshole as well. Let me see. I want to try to figure out who he grows up to be.
What?
Like the person that he grows up to be. Like, we know who he was in high school. He killed his best friend in a DUI accident.
Oh, okay.
But as an adult, what comes of him? Like an older person.
He's like
That's a good one.
He's like a Dr. Death character. Like he just fakes his way through something.
Oh yeah, through life. Yeah,
He's total sham. Something totally shammy.
like car salesman.
He's a lawyer, but he doesn't really do anything.
Like a
Something.
real estate
Just
lawyer.
something,
Yeah.
some bullshit. Doesn't actually have the degree.
Could
Like I feel like he has I feel like that's the size of his cock right there. You know what I mean? So
He's like, it's about this big.
But for such a big guy, he should have a big cock. But I feel like she's the type of girl who still says it hurts. You know what I mean? Like,
Team player.
yeah.
Good girl.
Or she's just a pain in the ass. I don't know.
Could we get a little Jordan Taylor action here? That was my vote.
Ooh.
I like him. I feel like he plays keyboard in a weird metal band.
Yeah. And I feel like he went as Halloween. He went as Mina Caputa this year. Or maybe
It's so inside that no one is going to know what you're talking about.
because I probably pronounced it wrong on top of it. Did I?
Yes.
He's a wide receiver? Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
A
fucking
white wide
useless
receiver.
With
I think he went as
favorite.
Sean White for Halloween.
Possibly. What? Could you give me his stats, like physical body stats? Because he looks like I got 30 pounds on him.
210. I don't know what his height is.
Well,
5'10".
6'5". Tall
Holy
motherfucker.
shit. That's why he looks so thin.
yeah, exactly.
Where do you go to college?
Rice.
That's where Vance McDonald went to college.
Isn't that where is Rice? Isn't that in the South?
I don't know where Rice is.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably in Asia.
yeah, this guy's.
I think that's racist, Rob.
I was gonna say, what's a white guy get off going to a school in the South?
A
but
4.5 40. That's a little did mediocre for a wide receiver.
Fuck him. Fuck the Broncos as a whole.
Yeah. Fair enough.
He's a Super Bowl champion. He was on that team.
Good
For him.
Simpatico.
Fucking douchebag.
Yeah, he can go fuck his mother.
Him and Joan Elway.
John Elway. All right, what do we do now?
Emails. If you want to email us, you can get us at goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Please give us a review. The default iTunes podcast app, whatever you Android users use, Stitcher, Podbean, whatever it is, give us a review. If you want to donate to us...
Do they do reviews on Spotify?
I'm not sure.
Well, if they do, you could be the
Yeah,
first.
figure it out.
If you'd like to donate to us, that would be greatly appreciated. Patreon.com/Gold-Blooded Podcast. Instagram, Michael Curran always doing the work there, at Gold-Blooded Podcast.
We have kids to feed. We could use your Patreon money to buy Joe new headlights so he could be here.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Or just somebody to put him in.
I think that's it.
Hey, did you respond to Cindy?
I mean, we're in parking lots at auto parts stores trying to fix headlights to be here to record this for you. Help us out.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I still showed up. The motherfuckers that I was yelling in the parking lot, and it's like a busy parking lot.
Man, I can't picture you being like that.
Right? Crazy. I wish you could have saw. I had 3 parking spots full of my tools all opened up. I had everything out.
I once changed an alternator in an AutoZone parking lot.
Oh, yeah, I've done shit. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the vehicle started dying as I was driving, and I was immediately went closest AutoZone, got off the highway and drove there, and it died as I pulled in the parking lot. Changed the alternator in the parking lot and drove it home.
Steve, I want to tell you a story before I read the emails.
Okay.
One time, many, many moons ago, Rob and I were on like a weekend trip following some hardcore bands, and we were in Rhode Island, Rob. Remember this one?
Maybe.
And we were with like a group of 3 or 4 cars, and one of the cars broke down. Remember this? It was,
Yeah.
do you remember what was wrong with the car? Was it an alternator?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so
It was a Mazda 6.
the car breaks.
626.
Yeah, the car breaks down at like 3 a.m. So we have to wait till 6 or 7 a.m. till AutoZone. So we're literally stuck in a parking lot with like.
It's like a rest area, but there's no rest area anymore. It's like a parking lot on the highway.
Right.
It was a really weird situation.
So there's like 10 to 15 of us. So some of the highlights of things that happened in that parking lot. We were like. We took a hat off our heads and put it on the ground, and we're throwing quarters for money in the hat, right? Which was cool. But then an Asian man pulls up. This was the highlight of the day for me. An Asian guy pulls up and says, "Hey, do you guys know how to get to here?" I don't skip a beat. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, man. And then I give the guy directions in the worst, like the total opposite. But like I was at it. I'm like, listen, you got to go down. Listen, the signs are going to say A. I know you're looking for B, but this is a shortcut. You keep going, you know. And like I sold it to this guy, and he pulls off and goes, remember that? And then Rob changed the alternator at like 6:30 a.m. and we got on our way. It was a great memory.
I've had a few masculine moments in my life.
Yeah.
That was one?
My own alternator was way bigger for me because I was driving. I diagnosed the problem as it was happening. Then I found in my head where the closest auto parts store was, made it there, and changed it in the all in one fucking gig. Done, out the door, vehicle running, fixed, done. Like I didn't have to take it to a shop ever after that.
Yeah.
Like that was it. It was fixed. The alternator was then fixed. That was one of my top moments. That one, we watched someone else try to change it first before I fixed it.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
And-
somebody. There's always some hero, and
yeah.
I was like, I'm never that guy. Like, I'm never like, oh, I got this. Like, if someone asks me for help, I'll give what I got.
I'll just do it, yeah.
But I'm not a mechanic by
Right.
any stretch of the imagination.
But you and I were definitely more mechanical
yeah,
than anyone
and when
there.
they were doing it, we're like, oh, this is gonna be
Yeah,
fucking good.
and if I wasn't so allegedly strung out on things, then maybe I would have turned a wrench or two. Because I also have changed alternators in parking lot. Like, it's easy. Alternators are easy. But that night, I was in no position to do anything. All right. Not really a good story, but it was a nice
I
memory.
enjoyed it.
It was a nice memory for me. Yeah, I can't believe the audacity on Cindy, though. This fucking woman sends an email about some fucking bullshit and then has the audacity to say, have you had time to respond? Like an hour and a half later. Get the fuck out of here, Cindy. Suck my...
I don't even know where the original one went.
Yeah, that's definitely not an hour and a half. Her original was November 27th, 2 days.
Oh,
That's still pretty recent, I think.
fuck her.
Yeah.
All right. Barrett Mueller. Optimism. clearly Barrett Mueller's been listening to the Steve podcast. I tell you, I was at my closest to getting my 49er tattoo covered up when we hired Chip Kelly as a coach. Well, then you're a fucking asshole. Because I got my 49er tattoo when Dennis Erickson was the coach. So you know what? Those are the times when you're supposed to get tattoos, not when they're good, you fuck.
When did I get mine? When they lost the Super Bowl?
I think so.
I think it was after the NFC Championship loss.
It was
after a big loss, I know that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's when you have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got mine 0-5 Singletary. I went and got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did it right after the season. They were like 2-14 with Dennis Erickson. It was great. All right. Even in this bad year, I'm not even close to that. We have some talent here. We have a promising young coach. We have a star quarterback. There's a lot to be excited about. We got decimated by injuries this season, and now we're in a position to get a game changer on the defense. I'm not discouraged. I'm excited.
I agree. I have the same sentiment, but it reminded me of a stat that I'm sure you are all aware of, that C.J. Beathard has thrown more passes in the NFL than Jimmy G.
Yes.
How scary is that?
I was unaware of that.
And it's possible, I assume it's possible, this is just me assuming, doing some quick math in my head, that by the time the end of the season comes, that Nick Mullins may also throw more passes in the NFL.
Especially if he's going to haul off fucking 45 in a game or whatever he had this week.
So it's very possible that by the time we start next season, that Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard have both thrown
are the
more
most
passes.
tenured fucking quarterback in
That's
our
wild.
roster.
That's wild.
All right, now Timothy Harris is really going to fucking confuse things, so I'm going to do my best with this one.
He's clearing it up for us, all right.
The title, clear up some confusion and add some more. Yes, my first name is Timothy. My middle name is Easton, and I go by my middle name, Easton. Anyway.
Did I miss something?
No one asked. I have no fucking idea.
We must have talked about it. It must have come up last week in an email.
No, I think he's just in his head. I think he's just a crazy person.
No, we had to bring it up.
I think I cracked the code. The 49ers are supposed to be tanking, but he wrote taking. The 49ers are taking for Zion, basketball player with Duke. With that, the Niners win 9-9. Wonder how? Nick Dirty Money Filthy Currency wakes up and doesn't throw a pick six, and we have a field goal and a missed 2-point conversion. While they have 3 safeties and a 49-yard field goal to tie it, and the NFL decides that the Pony Express is outdated, so the Broncos automatically take the L. You heard it here first, Easton Harris. All right, doggy. Just put whatever you're on in an envelope and ship it out this way, and I'll let you know.
Does anybody have any idea what that meant?
No, not one lick of it. Yeah, my guess is he's on LSD.
What's the uncatchable pass? So there's no pass interference. What's the hand motion?
Yeah.
That's way over my head.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the refs do when it's an uncatchable. They wave their arm up like that or something.
Yeah.
Just Joe, bro, is going to clarify everything for us.
Can you tell me the title of this video?
Head coach.
Nope, the title of the video. That's the title of the email.
Feck you? I don't know.
You know what? You know what I seen this Sunday? You know what I seen this Sunday? A CenturyLink field. You know what I seen this Sunday? In the enemy's territory, in the middle of the 12th man, I seen a man stand against the law and tell the law, fuck you! Yeah, he told him, fuck you! And he got a flag thrown and he did not give 2 damn puppy cunts about it. He said, fuck you! And he meant it, the passion in his eyes. You know what? I ride with that kind of person. I back that kind of person. So from one Joe to another Joe, gotta back this man. I'm Team Kyle Shanahan. Steve, you're right. There's passion in this guy. He stood there and said, fuck you. You know why? Because he was defending us. Fred Warner's cleats came off and Russell Wilson threw it way behind the line of scrimmage, and that's not illegal. That's wrong. And they threw a flag on us because we were trying to get our personnel exchange because he had to put his darn cleat back on. Oh, hell, I'm not one to blame the freaking refs.
Did you watch the game?
Yes.
With the announcers?
Oh, I watched. Yeah.
All they did during that play. This is exact. I couldn't remember. I'm so glad he said
Oh
this.
my god! I didn't watch that live. I watched it on the replay tonight because I had already
Did you hear
known.
the announcers?
Oh, it was fucking brutal, and
All
I
they
could
were talking
only
about was how
imagine hearing that live.
All they were talking about was how I didn't catch it though. I was listening to them because that's their fucking job when I'm watching a fucking football game is to tell me what's going on. And these fucking worthless cunts are talking about how the 49ers have no idea what's going on defense. They're running all over the field. There's players running off the field. There's players running on the field. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. And in my head, I went, well, I guess we don't know what the fuck we're doing because that's this guy's fucking job to tell me what we're doing. And then I hear Kyle Shanahan talk about it, and he tells me that fucking Fred Warner's shoe came off, and Russell Wilson threw it across the fucking field. And then when Fred Warner went to get it, then Elijah Lee went to run on the field because he thought Fred Warner better get off the field. He doesn't have a fucking shoe. And these cocksuckers throw a fucking flag on us when somebody on the other team threw our fucking cleat. And the announcers never fucking once addressed it.
They were almost mocking Shanahan.
It's insanity.
Because they thought he had no right to be upset.
Complete insanity.
It was ridiculous. I can only imagine, like, if I had known what happened with the shoe and the throw and all that.
It didn't bother me live because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because they didn't fucking tell me.
Because I listened, the first time I heard that was the second time, and I had already
You already
known
knew
what
that.
happened.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to these guys, and I'm like, oh my fucking God.
I couldn't fucking believe it. When I heard Shanahan, I'm so glad that Just Joe brought this up because it never all went together.
Yep.
Watching that live, those fucking morons. I'm so sick of fucking... These people they got to make twice what I make.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum.
More.
Minimal.
More than
Plus
that.
free travel and hotel, all that stuff. And they can't fucking tell me that? How do you not see that if your whole job is to watch a fucking football game?
And they're privy to information we're not.
It's fucking insanity. I can't fucking believe it.
Okay.
I do not like that, but there was bad calls all up and down that game. And our leader, our head coach, stood in there and he told them, "Fuck you." Damn right. Steve, you're right about him. Rob, I don't know where you stand with him, Rob. Anyway, but
It was
Joe,
the clearest.
you gotta stop. You gotta stop this hating on Kyle Shanahan. Cause that man took a flag for us. That man was willing to get ejected one more time. Did you see Robert Saleh over there when the flag got thrown? He like rolled his eyes like a little bitch. Freaking Saleh. Rotten Saleh. Let's go. Oh yeah, Dante Pettis doing the little kitty celebration. Man, to me, this is like this. We're gonna win every game left. Every game we're gonna win. And even if we don't win, we still win. Let that settle in. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know what to think. All I know is I was freaking hyped. That was a highlight of my day watching that game. Well, the highlight of my day would have been if we won. But anyway, that was a highlight. Our leader, Shanahan, said, "Fuck you in the eyes of the law. Fuck you.
Fuck you in the eyes of the law.
Fuck you," he said.
That might be my new favorite line. Fuck you in the eyes of the law.
I also heard, I think it was Pereira or one of those old fucking jerk-offs that used... The job of being a referee or being the head of referees in the NFL is so bad that everyone does it just so they can then go be an analyst. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Whoever the fucking guy is now, he will be an analyst next year. Because there's like 4 of them that all used to be the head of refereeing, and they quit because they can make way more money just telling people
take no heat.
what they should have done.
And take no heat.
It's fucking insanity. Yeah. But he said that... He said it's the 3-letter word that gets you in trouble every time as a head coach. It's if you say you. They're taught to let them vent, let them say whatever they want if they're just venting. But once they make it personal and it's about you, then it's a flag. Because now they're overpowering you. And I was like, oh, all right, well, fuck you.
All right.
He definitely said fuck you.
The next email is another audio clip from our friend Mark Dubard from Upper Michigan.
Oh, boy.
Title being 49ers versus Seattle.
It's actually just audio of the whole game.
What's up, crew? Mark from Upper Michigan back with another audio clip. I know you like it. Fuck off. So
Like
this
he's
is
wearing
my
a robe.
take on Seattle 49ers. What the fuck? Look, let's just cut the bullshit. Everyone knew we were going to lose to Seattle because we haven't beaten them since the fucking Dead Sea was only sick. But 43 points? This has got to be a fucking rib. This is a fucking rib. 43 motherfucking points? You've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. I mean, just to see how far this team has fucking fallen from 2011, 2012, 2013, where we're, NFC Championship, Super Bowl, NFC Championship, and now we're just we're the drizzling shits. Ugh, fuck. Offensive Beast of the Week goes to who gives a fuck? Defensive Beast of the Week, that's pretty obvious. Yeah, who gives a fuck? I am fucking enraged. Ugh. Anyways, that's all I got. Fuck it. I'm out.
Spectacular work, Mark. Sound
Holy shit.
about as enthused to be here as I am.
Since the Dead Sea was sick.
I gotta tell you.
Took me. I was like, is that really what he said?
Oh, that's a new one.
I gotta tell you, these seasons, the losing seasons,
Every season.
all day at work on Wednesday, I'm thinking, fuck, I gotta go talk about this fucking dog shit team tonight. I gotta spend my whole evening making sure that I know everything that happened in that game, blah, blah, blah. But then we get to the voice recordings, and it
all
makes
worth
the
it for you?
whole fucking day worth it.
Well,
It makes the whole day worth it.
Based on-
Please keep sending these.
based on the coming Matterson one, on his description, I'm sure we're in for a real treat.
Fuck you in the eyes of the law. And since the Dead
On
Sea
fire
was
tonight.
sick.
Carry this momentum till the end of the season because we need a little push here. 4 games left. Couldn't come fast enough.
Cole M. What, the choo-choo?
Buttfuck Broncos.
So Cole M. Title, The Blues.
It's just so childish that it's perfect.
What's up, fam? Another loss in Seattle. Not at all how we pictured the season would go. Since I didn't email last week, I just have to get a Foster in here somewhere. Just wanted to thank everyone involved with the gold-blooded support group. I look forward to the podcast and emails more than I look forward to the game every week, especially for Matterson.
Episode title.
Oh, yeah.
Cold-blooded support group.
Yes.
Write that down.
Yeah.
Predictions, 49ers 10, Buttfuck Broncos 7. Choo-choo, bitch. Hope you're happy for winning
that
the
even
predictions
mean?
game, Steve.
What does choo-choo have to do with anything?
No train involved. Like,
What am I missing?
need at least one more Niner win to keep me warm this winter. There's already too much snow up here.
Or to keep you from Nick Bosa.
Did you even catch the emoji?
The middle finger.
Hope you're happy for winning the predictions game there, Stevie. And then a middle finger. How do you miss that?
Stevie. Peace out, faithful. Cole. P.S. Us Patreon supporters should get exclusive vids of the Gold-Blooded Podcast Olympics and maybe the weekly shoe-slinging segment. I think it would be great to have visual with those. Just a thought. Keep up the good work, Chris.
I think that's a fantastic idea. And I think that's something that we should definitely do.
Whatever you want
All
to
right.
do. Figure out how to
It's a
operate
pretty good
that,
one.
Steve. Yeah.
Chris has got a pretty good vantage point for that.
Yeah.
We'll do it next week.
We'll do it next week, apparently.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it. We're on one. Fuck it. We'll do it live. All right. The voice of the 49er Empire.
Hold on. Can we save him for last? Because I'm
Yeah, the
looking,
other one's-
I'm looking down the line
The
here.
other one's a quick one.
Get these out of the way first.
There's only one.
Oh, there's only one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a quick one.
Francisco Juarez. The refs must have been Seahawks fans. Fuck Russell Wilson. Sincerely, Danny J. I don't know if your name's Francisco or Danny, but that's off to you, my
We were
friend.
talking about that. Maybe he could send a clarifying email like, Timothy Easton Harris.
Do it in 4 weeks and they don't remember it.
Straighten things right out for us. All right, so we'll leave you. Email us for next week. Do a voice email. GoldBuddyPodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up with the Patreon. Patreon /GoldBuddyPodcast. Give us ducats. Instagram run by Michael Curran. You know where it's at. Gold Buddy Podcast, one word. There's a Twitter, Gold Buddy Pod. I think that's it. So here's what Matt Matterson has to say. No subject.
Oh, boy.
Hey, crew.
Be very clear about this.
Yeah, I don't want there to be any confusion.
I'm sure there won't be.
Verbatim.
Before you play my audio, I want to explain my reasoning why it's shorter than the previous recordings. I saw a little bit of the first half, and that was it. I have more details why in the news.
Alright, so, I watched very little of the game on Sunday. I had to turn it off after Richie James made a fumble on the punt return, and he scored a touchdown. Seahawks scored a touchdown on that drive off of it. We've seen this before in the season. Turnovers, wins a game. That said, I think Richie James shouldn't be the punt returner. I think Dante Pettis would be a better punt returner. I see Richie James as a Kyle Williams. Other than that, yeah. Not gonna say much. Can't say much of a prediction of the Broncos game. I got reasons why. I just got another job, and it starts on the weekends, so I won't be able to catch these afternoon games. And I'll watch highlights, but I can't follow the games as much as I can for the rest of the season. I mean, I'll still listen to this podcast and this chime in if I have any opinions, but that's it. I'm not going to make any predictions or beast of the weeks for the rest of the season. I might say something during the off season, who knows. That said, I'm out really. Man.